August 11th, 2020. First COVID-19 nightmare, and Don's kids sue me. Yesterday, Jack Smith and John Phillips held a press conference, and two people from the press attended, according to one reporter who sat with Judy Watson, Norman Cross, and the film crew for Smith and Phillips. Phillips started talking at around 11:30, and then comes back to talk toward the end. Claims I am not being civil in my comments about Anne and the Lewises, but what is civil about them claiming I ground Don up and fed him to the tigers, or hid his body in a septic tank? Phillips pretends to be outraged that the grandchildren will have to remember Don this way, but it was them who said all that crap, not me. Basically, he threatens that if I do not stop talking about them, and if I don't remove my video recordings of my diary, quote, I will use it against her, unquote. He followed that by looking into the camera and saying, quote, I'm a lawyer, I sue people, unquote. He went on to say that failure to meet his demands would result in a $150 million lawsuit. We called Craig, and he said a pure bill of discovery is an arcane bit of law that can only be narrowly used, and not at all as the fishing expedition they are trying to use it for. And I have a copy of the whole complaint in here, but I'm not going to bother reading that. So, all day yesterday, and starting again at 4:45 a.m. today, I've been dealing with the press and telling them I can't discuss pending litigation. I have been silenced, so I've copied all of the reporters with the above photo of me and links to the diary and the Netflix rebuttal page. At least the photo will rebut the image that tens of millions hold of Big Cat Rescue as having cages so small when they only showed the feeding box with Joseph Lyon in it and me kneeling beside him looking annoyed, which I was at Eric Goode's insistence that I pose there. Coronavirus dream. I dreamt Howie and I were having to attend a political fundraiser, but it had been touted as being safe with temperature checks, social distancing, and mandatory masks. We arrived and the hall quickly filled with people, some wearing masks, but many weren't. As the crush of people filled the room, trying to shake my hand, speaking loudly over the din right in my face, and kiss me on the cheek, as is so commonly done at these things, Howie and I were separated. I was frantically trying to push through the mob to get him out of there before we both contracted COVID-19. I wonder how many others are sharing these kinds of nightmares as global cases top 20 million, with 5 million being in the U.S. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.